welcome. We made it. I about had a mild heart attack while the intro was going because I thought the share screen wasn't working and I literally have like 40 tabs open. So I was like, slight panic. Can calm down now. It's fine. Sammy, welcome back to the channel. First time on Saucy Rabble. First time to one-on-one do the thing.
Yeah.
Have a little chat.
Been looking forward to this.
You've been super busy. So busy that you frequently fall asleep on streams because you are running yourself ragged. Hello, chat. Suns and Shadows.
No, I'll sleep on streams because it's late.
Well, that's true. You're East Coast, yeah?
Yeah.
And you have a day job, and then you do 45 streams, Yeah,
and I'm in two bands, and so I'm always running around,
but you like it that way.
It's true. Keeps me off the streets.
You and some other people I know are total masochists with keeping themselves overly busy, but who am I to talk? So, to be fair,
I'll sleep when I'm dead, or on someone's stream.
You hear that a lot, or on somebody's stream. That's great. Sammy, you have your own channel, but I think you were making appearances everywhere else before you started doing your lives.
Yes,
fairly recently, and you tell us what you're doing. What is that?
Well, I just kind of fell into it, but originally I was just trying to promote my music and stuff, and then I started getting in good with Nadia and Gooch and Zax, and then I was like, hey, this is kind of fun. So I tried long form videos. Wasn't really my style. I mean, I enjoyed doing it, but just the thought of putting them out on a weekly basis just seems like nah. So then I started doing my my own streams. I have a new show called In Other News. It's been fun. Yeah, I think I'm about 6 episodes in. And
it's a weekly show on Sundays.
Yes, Sundays at 9 p.m. EST, and I'm also in the middle of I'm starting a Batman centric podcast called Cavecast, and that will be Saturday mornings EST. So about 11. I'm hoping, but yeah, I almost got everything set up for that, and I've been talking to just a bunch of different people in a bunch of different circles. I started getting into more of comic books YouTube, away from more of the commentary, and that's a whole new can of worms.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm looking forward to it, and it's definitely something that I'm passionate about. So we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping to get it in before the turn of the year, but that's rapidly approaching, so I don't know if that'll be the case. But
and the Batman centric show, is that also going to be a weekly?
Yep, that'll be weekly for sure. And the way I've been describing it to people is I'm starting out the very basics. I'm going to give normies a PhD in Batman. So it was I'm starting from describing the character, having the dichotomy between Bruce Wayne, Batman. Next episode's going to be the Batmobile. It was all its iterations, episode after that, we're talking about the cave. Episode after that, it was
it's like those books when you were in 5th grade where it dissects just the components of everything on,
and then eventually we'll work our way up to character analysis, and yes, exactly, stuff like that.
Are you going to go piece by piece from one type of media to another, say comic books this time around, and go through that lore, and then animated versions, or going to just kind of do a
for the first couple episodes, it's if I'm going to have a 2-hour conversation about the Batmobile, I'm probably going to have to get into a lot of its iterations. So, but after we cover all that ground, and I've done basic character analysis of the majority of the people and everything like that, then we can start getting into the more intricate ones. I definitely want to have people come on and talk about the movies. I'm gonna have people come and talk about the 1940s serials. I'm doing it all. And it was I got
60s Batman years. With the
absolutely doing the Batsui all day. Yep. Oh yeah,
Oh man, so good. There's so much material. I was
absolutely.
just curious because there is so much like how you're gonna tackle it. So thank you for the little bit of
Oh,
insight on
day at
your
a time, my
plans.
dear. One day at a time.
So you're gonna it sounds like another panel show, or will you have or have you not like hammered all that side of it out?
No, I definitely want it to be a panel show because it's something that you want to discuss with people. I don't necessarily want it to be we sit down and Sammy opens his encyclopedia and reads to
You
you
have
know.
that fancy robe though.
I
You
do. Oh
do.
yeah, yeah. My
You could be like the
Ebenezer
whole
Scrooge.
storyteller, with the little fake
I
dog.
could.
That's been popping
I
up
was
on my
very happy
YouTube.
to see that in your clip. I was like, oh, you got me in my fancy PJs.
Fancy suit. Very cool. Your Tyson Buns cover really that cracked me up for a good while.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
You're always a riot.
I saw it and it was just like a flash, and I was like, this is gonna work. They always say
Perfect.
make your thumbnails click worthy, and I was like, doesn't get much click worthier than Tyson's big old cake.
Oof. Have you seen that clip of the woman? I don't even know who she is, but it may even be Lizzo. I have no idea. Um, but she sits on the sofa like she's on a talk show. And as soon as she sits down, she says, "Is this cake?"
Oh, no,
You've seen
no,
that?
I haven't seen that.
Like, how would she know? Just from like the brief sit.
Yeah,
And then
I
they go over and cut it open and it's cake. Everything's cake.
maybe you smell it, like
And she's like, buttercream.
yeah,
I can't
exactly.
do it. You can do the voice. I can't.
It's like buttercream. I don't know. I don't just do it. I exhume it because
You just
we did not tell the chat I am actually a black lesbian, and
mhm,
I don't like to celebrate it because it's just it. When you're in that life, you're just in it.
yeah. You don't need to talk about it.
Yeah, no,
You just are.
I live it.
Your performance on the Star Trek episode was so fantastic. It was killing everybody. I watched that on replay afterwards. Everybody went to bed. I was like, I'm not tired. I'm still on this high. So I was like, I'm just gonna watch. It was so funny as like just an audience member.
Oh my god, I watched it as soon as we were done because I was just like, okay, how excuse me, how big of a fool did I make of myself? And then I was like, no, no, never
I
mind. This
picked him
was
out.
so much fun. Yeah, no, I'm hoping the sooner we can do that again, the better, because that was just great.
Well, if you're available on the last Sunday of the month, I want to do the Robin Hood one, the Merry
Oh
Men.
yeah,
We are not merry
oh
men.
hell yeah,
Let's do it.
yeah. I'll have a bunch of different voices ready to go. That'll be yeah. No, I was like that's a blast. A monthly table read would be just awesome.
I like just talking about the episodes, but those Q episodes and the holodeck episodes lend themselves to the table reads, and
Mhm.
everyone did such a good job. I was so proud. There were
Yeah, I
people
mean,
around
yeah,
me that
no,
were worried. I was like, I have an idea. I think it's going to be good. It came out so much better. So thank you for
I
playing
well,
along
we
so
had a
well.
great group of people with us too, and I mean, the best part is like how lighthearted we kept it. Like, there was room for everybody to laugh, but like we still knew what we were doing, and we didn't break off into conversations or everything. We had a little like catch up in between scenes, but otherwise, like we were there, we were there for a purpose, and I think we did well.
Not too many like tangent king or queen moments, like often panels. Just everyone's
Yes,
such a good sport. I'm so excited to do it again.
yeah,
Oh man.
I,
So
I was
I'm
thrilled.
I'm coming down from being sick. A lot of people are sick right now, so if I have to like disappear, it's because I'm coughing up a lung. But I'm on. I see light in the distance, and not that kind of light. I see light in the
You're on the
distance,
mend.
not to walk into the light, but
No,
I've been
please
having
don't
some
do that.
weird dreams, like fever dreams, like actual fever dreams. Last
Oh,
night, I had a dream. I was coming home. I was driving up the driveway. I had my kid in the back, and there were like these groups of like mostly large size women with kids, and they were like coming out of my house and giving me help for like interrupting whatever they were doing. And I'm like, oh, you need to leave. What are you doing here? Show me your permits. Like it made sense to me at the time. I will believe anything in a dream. I'm not a
Oh
lucid
yeah.
dreamer. So somehow I end up at the ranch that I work at part time, and Ryan Reynolds is there. He walks through the door. I'm like, it's Ryan Reynolds? He's like, yeah, I love her show, which is my boss's show. She doesn't have a show. I'm like, oh, that's cool. So talked to him a little bit about that. And then somehow I was back toward the house and there was a fire. People were trying to leave and they couldn't get out, and there were cars were turning completely on like ablaze. And then I was back arguing with these bitches at my house. And I'm like, no, that wasn't a dream. I recorded it. I pulled up my phone in my dream. Like, I totally wasn't dreaming. I'm so glad I got this on camera. I was like, I'm showing people tomorrow what happened to me. And then I woke up in a sweat.
Uh-huh.
And it was a dream. I didn't have anything saved in my gallery. And I did check my gallery just for good measure.
I'm constantly, so I guess I talk in my sleep. I'm constantly like torturing myself in my sleep. Where so from what I can entail, most of my dreams start off with the promise of something really cool. Like, hey, we're going to a party at such and such's house, whether it's a friend, whether it's a celebrity, whether it's an intergalactic overlord, whatever it is, I'm excited for it, and then just a bunch of shit gets in the way. Or it was like,
Oh,
it was like we're on the way, and then I get a flat tire, or or just something ridiculous happens, or like my boss calls, or it's never
you
I'm
never
always
get there.
being
So it's
sometimes I like to think sometimes, but
like dream
yeah, no,
edging. Like you don't get the satisfaction of the thing
maybe that's why I'm a
happening.
workaholic. I wake up hungry.
Maybe. Words of Paradise in a 15. Show me your papers. Nazi Moxie 2024. At my house, walking out of my house. Better believe it. I'm a Nazi on my property. This is mine, bitch. What? So you said that you said you were a sleep talker or a sleepwalker when you were younger?
Sleep talker.
Oh, I did both. Creep my parents out.
I've been known to do some other stupid shit though too. There was one time I dreamed I was going. I played baseball as a kid, and I was going for a fly ball, and then I just kind of just shot out of bed and ran straight into the wall and just kind of just fucking laid there. And my wife was just laughing. I woke up to my wife laughing, and obviously a loud crash. But that was but that's
Gooch,
more rare.
Gooch with
Goochinator.
the 5 memberships. Look at you. Hold please.
I'm so popular. Everybody loves me so much.
And the other Gooch one. Can't play one without the other. We're trying something out this time around. The Gooch and Atreus video.
I don't see it.
Thank you, Gooch.
Aw,
You didn't have to. It was
they compliment each
such a
other.
wholesome moment. We do.
Yeah.
So I would I was always told this like the next day. What were you doing last night? I'm like, what do you mean was I doing? I was sleeping. No, you were standing at the foot of our bed with your eyes open because sleepwalkers don't walk around with their eyes closed. So
Mhm.
I would just stand at I was reading the super chat. I would stand at the foot of my parents' bed and just stare, and it would terrify them,
Oh. Yeah, I was gonna be like, "No, no,
understandably.
no." Yeah, no,
Or
see, I wouldn't be like one of those, jaded parents in the horror movie. I was like, "Yeah, we're going to talk to a priest right now."
start the car. Let's go.
Yep.
There was
I'm not
oh,
waiting
there was
I'm not waiting for this whole "it's a phase" shit. You're talking to Father Mulcahy. Um,
there was one time, at least one time, that because my parents, their master bathroom, it was a smaller house. It was just right off their bedside.
mhm,
And apparently I was a kid. I took all my clothes off and I was sitting on their
mhm.
toilet, not using the restroom or anything, but I was just sitting there laughing hysterically, which was also terrifying, right? Pack, start the car.
Oh. Yeah, no. Well, I'll pose that just little girls are just creepy to begin with. Like I was at my best friend's house. His daughter's my goddaughter. She was just standing in the hallway, like wearing a sundress, and I was like, ah, it was like that's why The Shining's so scary. It's two little girls in a sundress in a hallway, and you're just like, ah.
Matching. Yeah, matching outfits. That makes it extra weird.
No,
Oh my
but yeah,
god.
no, it's I don't know. There's just like a vibe, because little girls should be like playing out in the sun. It was like when they're just standing in like a dimly lit hallway, or like, what the fuck is going on here? I don't.
Well,
like.
mine's 6, and she's in a phase where she's like fascinated by morbid things, and I'm like,
Oh, okay,
no, that's
cool.
not good for your brain. And she's like, maybe when I'm 20. I'm like, yeah, when you're 20, you can watch whatever weird stuff you want. Like,
Yep.
you're freaking me out.
Yeah,
Everything
that's
is
my nephew right
he
now.
died. It died. It's like, it didn't stop. Why are you so obsessed with death right now?
Mhm.
You've had
Yeah, no,
everything.
my nephew's in the exact same phase. Are you gonna die? Yeah. Am I gonna die? Yeah. I mean, not for a while. Hopefully not me either. Not. I'm not old yet. I got a couple years left in me. I'd like to think that old 3Peat's gonna keep chugging along for a couple decades. Thanks for asking, Henry.
Oh my God, Mr. Tucker, I missed it. And it was probably flashed on screen, but secret time I peed in my grandma's fridge when I was a kid due to sleepwalking. And then Boosh with the
Oh,
follow-up. I peed in her fridge too. I was awake.
that is a classic Bush move.
Oh man, I read a messed up Reddit post, like so many of them are. But it was this guy who was dating a newly divorced mother, and her son, who was 6 or 7, was just the very devil, and they hated each other, and he would make up lies or like cock block him all the time on purpose just because he didn't like the new boyfriend.
Nice.
And this grown man confessed to peeing in the kid's drawer, in his dresser drawer. The mom found it, blamed the kid. And he's like, how messed up was that? It's like, kind of a
Oh,
lot.
you know what? I got something like that. I've told this story to everybody. So my wife's cousin got married last year, and her sister did like the maid of honor speech.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't have a lot of interaction with her. I now won't, because like I started slowly piecing together that she's a fucking psychopath.
Oh,
So she was like, um, there was like little things where you go, huh, just a little
huh.
red flag waving. And like one of the things was yes, exactly. She would say, she was talking about like growing up, they used to have to put a lock on my sister's door because I would keep stealing her clothes. I was like, I kind of like leaned over to my wife. I was like a physical lock. She's like, shh, and then she said, I bought this is a 90s wedding dress Barbie. I bought it because my sister looks so much like this. And when I was a kid, I used to pull the heads off of her Barbie, but I was smart about it. So after I would ruin her Barbies, I would chew on it so I could blame it on the dog. And I'm leaning over like, are you fucking hearing this? I was like, this is psychotic.
That was in the speech, or was that just?
She's in front of
Oh
God, family, everybody. She's letting everybody know that she's some duplicitous psychopath who was like, I didn't just ruin her toys. I got the dog in trouble too. And I was like, this bitch.
no!
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's how you know they're really crazy, because they're bragging about it like as if that's not crazy. It's clever. It's like,
Yeah, exactly. I was just kind of going like, is anybody else fucking hearing this?
is that
No,
woman married? Serious
no, no.
boyfriend? Oh,
No,
okay.
she's got a pet boyfriend. But
I don't know. He might wake up headless and like, it
yeah.
not a
No,
it was the
he's got
dog.
that beaten in submission, like dead look behind the eyes. Yes, dear.
Oh no.
He gone. He gone.
He's a Jerry from Rick and Morty.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh
Okay.
yeah, yeah. When he's standing down the street, he hears,
Whenever I think of submissive Jerry, I always think of him in that, like, is it the multiverse where he's like an alien worm and he's like lifting his butt?
oh yeah, that episode's fantastic. Oh my God, they're
So good.
codependent.
So great.
Uh,
Okay. I have one question for you, another random question for you before we get into the news, because there's so much to chat about. So, okay, what's the funniest thing that's happened to you recently?
Uh, I played Geordi on a table read uh of Star Trek. That was probably the funniest thing that's happened to
That
me.
was cool.
Otherwise, it's been pretty normal. There was nothing. Like I said, I got my little death obsessed nephew, but I mean that's just not funny. That's just kind of a kid just asking questions over and over and again because he didn't take good enough care of his goldfish. But
Oh,
yeah. R.I.P. Elvis. R.I.P.
okay. We're gonna run the news bumper. Am I? Thank you. My new host is behind the scenes. We're working something out today, so bear with me as I'm struggling. I'm also coming off being sick. I'm still sick. Be nice. So Hunter Biden was pardoned, which is anyone really surprised?
No,
No,
no way.
no. It's
I would
stupid,
have did it.
right? But apparently the Dems think that MAGA and the Republicans are melting down over this. It's like, no, it's not over the
Nope.
happen. It's the blatant hypocrisy and the flat
Mhm.
out like the vehement statements from Biden and the administration that he will not do this, promised to not do this. Yeah, I will not pardon my son. You have my word as Biden. Yeah. He didn't pardon him because he's a good dad. He pardoned him because of Burisma. Yeah, there's a lot of that. So the actual, and hold on a moment while I actually put on spectacles so I can read. I had them. Struggle
Here,
bus.
borrow mine.
Oh, thank you. So, executive grant of clemency by Joseph R. Biden to all to whom these presents shall come. Greeting. Be it known that this day, I, Joseph R. Biden, President of the United States, pursuant to my powers under Article 2, Section 2, Clause 1 of the Constitution, have granted unto Robert Hunter Biden a full and unconditional pardon, which is crazy and wild, right?
Yeah.
For those offenses against the U.S. which he has committed or may have committed or taken part in during the period from specifically January 1st, 2014 through December 1st, 2024, including but not limited to all offenses charged or prosecuted, including any that have resulted in convictions by special counsel, docket yada yada, in the United States District Court. In testimony whereof I have hereunto signed my name and caused the pardon to be recorded with the Department of Justice. Okay, great. It,
Yeah.
sounds so bizarre, right? Because usually, and I'm no legal expert or anything, but usually we associate a pardon for a specific crime or something that somebody was convicted of or pled to or whatever. They get their record cleaned, expunged, whatever, pardoned, wiped away. This is any and all he may or may be prosecuted for
Yeah.
within this decade. Hey, Zax.
Hey, Zax.
And then you have the likes of Harry Sisson. And if you don't
Oh
know
my
who
God,
Harry
I hate
Sisson
him
is,
so much.
he is this little pencil neck retard. I can't stand him. I'm gonna have to blow my nose here soon, but his statement is Hunter Biden just released a statement after being pardoned by President Joe Biden, and it's worth a read. Very well written and the right decision. Thank you, Harry.
You could
So
not
Hunter,
be any firmer on this guy's dick. It is insane.
that's an insult to pencils. It is.
I call him
So
out so many times too, like, because he'll tweet and I'll be like, okay, he's 22 years old and he woke up at 5 a.m. to
Yep.
agree with President Biden. Yeah, nothing sketch there. Totally out of his own volition. It's not scripted at all. He's not
Oh
being
no,
paid.
totally not paid.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So Hunter, artist and professional crack smoker, I have admitted and taken responsibility for my mistakes during the darkest days of my addiction, mistakes that have been exploited to publicly humiliate and shame me and my family for political sport. Despite all of this, I have maintained my sobriety for more than 5 years because of my deep faith and the unwavering love and support of my family and friends. In the throes of addiction, I squandered many opportunities and advantages. In recovery, we can be given the opportunity to make amends where possible and rebuild our lives if we never take for granted the mercy that we have been afforded. I will never take the clemency I have been given today for granted and will devote the life I have rebuilt to helping those who are still sick and suffering. I'm sorry. When did we ever make it about a drug addiction or the owning of firearm illegally
Yeah, no.
It was never about that.
It was about your laptop, dipshit, and everything that was on it. Because, and by the way, you got stoned and left it somewhere. You didn't even know that you lost it.
Fucking moron.
No, but that's what they always do. They always take this disingenuous route,
Mhm.
to make it about something else. And it was like, so they're acting like it's not a big deal until when Trump starts throwing those. I hope he pardons a lot of people, those J6ers. A lot of those people are sitting and rotting, American
Mhm.
citizens, regular American citizens whose daddy isn't president, are sitting and rotting in jail cells because they took the most disorganized guided tour of DC ever. I mean, how many riots do you see
And picked up the
stay
trash
within the
afterward.
velvet ropes?
Did you
Like,
see that? I had only seen that video recently, like the last few days, of them J6 protesters picking up trash inside the Capitol building. I
oh
hadn't
yeah,
even seen that before. That's wild.
and then you got idiots like that JoJo from Jers, that stupid old octogenarian skank. I'm so sick of her too. Saying the same
Mhm.
thing. She was like, she said that they were killing Capitol policemen, and it's so hyperbolic. It was like, unfortunately, one member of the Capitol Police Force did pass away. That was not from the riot. You know what I mean? Those things are not related.
Right.
So it's unfortunate. Andrew.
Yeah, but it happened the same day, so it must have been because of. We'll just leave
Yeah,
that part out.
it's like the
Cause
COVID
out, yeah.
deaths,
Yeah.
you might have died of pneumonia, but it was COVID, opera.
Or a gunshot wound and you just happen to have COVID, so
Yeah,
you're a COVID death
yeah, or
because that's how
or
hospitals were getting that COVID money. I know traveling nurses or people that say they were traveling nurses, they were getting that COVID money. It was big time. It's
oh yeah,
insane. The more deaths they had associated with COVID, the more money the hospital got. Yeah. So
sad
Liz
world.
Wheeler had pointed out, which most everybody knows this, Hunter had joined the board of Burisma in 2014. So by pardoning Hunter for any crimes he may have committed from the last decade, Joe Biden's protecting his family. It's not about the gun charge. He's protecting himself from Kash Patel, which we're going to mention. But Viva Frei, he's an attorney out of Canada. He's from Canada. I think he lives in the States now. Um, he says it's definitely a legitimate interpretation, pleading guilty on the eve of the trial, plus thus avoiding a public trial, and it all would have been exposed, only to be pardoned shortly thereafter is transparently corrupt. The only two problems with this theory are Hunter can no longer plead the fifth, and Biden would need to pardon himself as well. However, I predict Biden pardoning himself and Trump is on the political horizon. So that's the thing, right? So if a judge if they were to push it, right, and have him testify
Mhm.
against his dad, he can't use the fifth to protect himself because he has no record. He is not going to be implicated in any wrongdoing for the last 10 years. So
Mhm.
he would not be at risk of causing harm to himself because he has blanket immunity for the last decade.
Ah, yeah.
It's kind of a screw the pooch moment because now if he refuses to testify should the courts pursue it, then he would have to be held, or he potentially could be held in contempt of court until he testifies. It's a sticky wicket.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see this going as far as a lot of people think it will. I hope it does, but the system's so corrupt at this point.
It
And
it's just wild.
and you got people, and these Democrat, if they want to disrupt something, I was like, they'll just go and pull the fire alarm now. They don't even care. It was like they're giant children. It's incredible to me.
Mhm.
Oh, Will Chamberlain, love him.
But it's so crazy because they do all of this type of stuff out in the open, but nothing happens because you said the system is corrupt, and they'll just find some loophole or some way to get around it or pay somebody off or something. Can a pardon be overturned by any other powers in the future? I do not think so. Guys, Joe Biden didn't
Yeah,
lie.
I
He
don't
just
think.
changed his mind and did something he promised to never do. Okay.
Yeah.
So Viva also said Well,
Wait,
as
hold
a
on. To be fair, there is a
Mhm.
very good argument that Joe Biden doesn't remember that he said that.
yes, then that could be could be a true statement. So every idiot American today, Democrat American, of course, Biden was always going to pardon Hunter. It's his son, but he couldn't openly admit that he was going to pardon his criminal son during the election cycle. So he repeatedly lied to the American people about not pardoning his criminal son so that he wouldn't lose support in the election. But we all knew he was lying to the American people and that he was always going to pardon his criminal son because that's what good fathers do for their criminal children in order to protect their criminal family enterprise. Ah,
Yeah, but that's honestly how they're
how they sound.
yeah, it is. I mean, I don't think anybody that I've talked to has been surprised about this. I even said first thing, I would have did it. You know, you got the other one, your other son passed. You know, unfortunately, you know, I was like, you're stuck with the fuck up lackey. You got to protect them. Oh, why
Sammy.
am I
But
looking at her?
Sammy,
No one is above the law.
Nobody is above the law.
No one is above the law.
No one is above the law.
there's a pause face. Didn't you know, Sammy?
Nobody is above the law.
No one is above the law. No one is above the law.
No one is above the law.
No one is above the law.
No one is above the law.
No one is above the law.
Yeah, there you go. Oh,
Get out of here. I love too that community notes got him.
that's Pres-
Oosh.
the sitting president community noted, and it was like in post, you know, a post Elon Twitter. I mean, because you know, Trump couldn't say anything on Twitter without getting like a community noted or anything like, or having some sort of warning on him. It's plain to see, you know, these people, you know, they have Hollywood, you know, all these major corporations, you know, big government, big pharma, and you know, the media on their side, yet they claim to be the resistance on things. It was like the mental gymnastics these people must do just to look in the fucking mirror every single day it's just absolutely maddening. It's baffling, the double speak that comes out of their mouths sometimes. And like I said, they are applauding this when they literally just you know, as long as it's on their side of the field, man, they do not care. They will back it to the fullest. It is tribalism just out of control.
But Whoopi
I
says,
respect it as a parent. I understand why he would do it, but I wanted to understand why lie about it for so long.
I'd stop calling it a lie.
Okay, why repeatedly say you're not going to and you do? And secondarily, for the part of this country, half of it that doesn't support Biden, doesn't know him personally, doesn't get to have phone calls, and they're just looking at a system that seems like it only benefits the people who are in power.
I'm going to say,
what precedent does that set?
well, here's what it says. It's a
okay, what do you have you seen this? Where do you think she's going with this?
I don't know, but I was gonna say it's probably the shittiest take I'm gonna hear on it, but I think Joy Behar is next to her, so it's usually a competition between those two. I you know what, honestly, I don't even know anymore what these people, like I said, the mental gymnastics that they have to do in order to look at her eyes. They're shifted to the left, which is meaning like she's thinking. It was like the bullshit it's ready to, you know, evacuate. So like whatever's coming out of her mouth next is just going to be straight bullshit. So lay it on me, honey.
Like those AI videos of gymnasts flipping around and they kind of morph around. It's that level of gymnastics.
It truly.
Yes. Okay, let's come on, Whoopi.
precedent for all of us to open our eyes, because we've elected someone who is in a similar situation, who didn't have a drug problem, who knew what he was doing, who clearly stood and said, I can do this. And he did it. So I think for many, many reasons, this is very different than any other situation that we have ever dealt with.
She said nothing. One wasn't even, and I'll go to bullshit because Trump bullshit. So that's it. That's all they got. That's all they ever got.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was the biggest nothing burger. But I saw that Joy Behar wasn't there. I hope she is well and in health, and that her
TDS is so strong.
Yeah, I will, because it starts in
Fiona,
the
you can get up
anus.
there. Oh, you can't see her.
It forms in the anus, and then it spreads to the rest of the body. Like it starts out as butt
right.
hurt, and then eventually it moves to the brain. And once it moves to the brain, I'm pretty sure it's terminal.
So sad. But
Pity.
Charlie, but Sonny, Austin, you had to go read another legal note.
Oh,
I see you. I see you over there.
I have a very quick statement.
It's not going to be that quick.
oh yeah, she's a genius too. Can't wait.
Wasn't she an attorney?
You know what? That doesn't mean a lot these days.
True.
Pete Hegseth has denied any wrongdoing. His lawyer said he paid the woman in 2023 to head off the threat of a baseless lawsuit. No charges were ever brought.
You rushed me for that? We'll be right back.
What was that?
Apparently, I don't even know who she's talking about. But apparently she put her foot in her mouth again about some other accusations and saying that he was basically not just the suspect, not just allegedly, but he, these things about him.
Yeah, but
I don't know who he
felt
is.
like one of those like hostage videos. Like look at that right there. It's like she's holding up a slide like, I have not been harmed in any way. I'm being well fed.
Right. She looked that same way when she had to make the same another legal cover your ass comment from legal when she
Oh yeah, because she's reading right from a cue card.
Right. Pete Hegseth is a TV presenter. He's Trump's defense pick. And he has, according to CNBC, there has been a report on alleged alcohol abuse and sexual impropriety.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right. Well, I mean, and also, I mean, if that's true, shame on that guy. But it was like, you also don't get to go around using your platform to like throw shade like that. You got to say allegedly, bitch, allegedly.
Right. Tomby said Whoopi needs a whooping. And I think he's implying that Words wants to be the one to give it to her. So there's a visual.
I would wait. How do I pose this?
Carefully.
I would love to watch Leon give Whoopi the business.
Wow, that is a sight. But you know what? I believe there had been some leaked footage of the last few hours of Hunter's pardon or immunity. And here it is.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no. That made me laugh way too hard today.
Yeah, no, I probably watched that like 5 times. Yeah, Autism Capital's awesome.
Oh, Lordy.
I don't know. I like. I think that was one of the stories this year where like they gave Elmo a Twitter, and then Elmo was like, "How's everybody doing?" And like a bunch of like mentally ill people were like, "I'm struggling, Elmo."
Let me find. I have too many windows, but I get to close this one out, and I'm so happy. I learned instead of having like 47 tabs in one window, if you open it from the same Chrome profile, you can have like your topics for one category in one window and just X that sucker out and then go to the next one. Saved me so much heartache tonight. But speaking of heartache for the Dems, the pick for FBI director was announced by Trump this week, and people have thoughts about it.
Yeah.
Apparently. Why would they have such negative thoughts? But let's see. Okay, so Fox News, Elmon Pete and Mr. Techrat's fridge. No, Sully, long time no see, bud. You've been working a lot. So I didn't know much about who Kash Patel was until somewhat recently in the last 5 months or so. But let's see. Phyllis Preston. So from Fox, it says that he should take concrete steps to restore trust. Or no, that he said that. He was quoted saying that. Over the last several years, the FBI became politically and socially weaponized. That must end. Let's see. Those responsible for the Bureau's destruction must be held accountable with tangible consequences. These are big, scary words for some people.
Oh, yeah. They don't like accountability.
No, terrible. So Trump had said he's a brilliant lawyer, investigator, and America First fighter who has spent his career exposing corruption, more scary words, defending justice, and protecting the American people. Now, MSNBC framed this announcement a little differently, as you can imagine. They're saying why Kash Patel shouldn't, but might be confirmed as FBI director.
Okay.
It's wild. So looking at the mainstream, legacy media, we're trying to get away from saying mainstream news. You are the news now, Sammy. So
Yes.
MSNBC. In theory, this shouldn't have taught Trump a valuable time lesson. Limits exist, but many of his outlandish picks will likely be confirmed by a Republican-led Senate. But as the Gates fiasco helped prove, the president-elect can go too far and face meaningful pushback. Sammy is the other news. That's right.
I am the other news.
So he first came to attention during Trump's first impeachment scandal. He had no expertise on Ukraine, though he was a congressional aide who seemed to have a knack for telling Trump whatever the then president wanted to hear. So they're saying he's just a Trump yes man.
Okay.
Right. However,
I don't care anymore. These people can say whatever the fuck they want. They've proven themselves to be clowns over and over and over again. Part of me just wants to like them just because you don't like them. It was like, wait, how long before Rachel Maddow comes out on MSNBC and was like, he's a Russian asset? It was like, okay.
Okay. Get some new material.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've just fucked up so much. It's their foobar. Glenn Beck looks like he's asking Jake to paint him like one of his French girls.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, why are you sitting like that? But I will say his couch game is hitting pretty hard. But it was like, but now he wants to sit like a fancy lady.
We don't have to watch this whole thing. It's only 2 minutes. But Patel says some spicy things.
Jeffrey Epstein's
Black Book?
Black Book.
FBI.
But who? That is that. I mean, there's
that's under direct control of the director of the FBI, just like the manifesto from the Nashville school shooting of the Catholic school.
Yeah.
We still haven't seen that, right? It's not the Nashville police or PD saying we don't want this out. The FBI airmailed into that operation and said this is not getting out, because they do that because this is another government gangster operation. All these local law enforcement communities get funding from the DOJ and FBI for local programs. And if you don't cooperate, you're not getting your $1 million for this, and you're not getting and that's a lot of money to these local districts.
Mm-hmm. Words of Paris, did you hear Keith Olbermann, of all people, call out Maddow for giving up her sense of journalistic integrity for a $25 million paycheck? I did not hear that. Wow.
Well, she did, though.
That's how they play the game. That's why you don't have a black book.
But the black book, it's not just sitting. I mean, that's Hoover power times 10.
And to me, that's a thing I think President Trump should run on day one. roll out the black book. And not just that. On day one, roll out all of the text messaging communications we were told were deleted. On day one, play the rest of the video of the pipe bomb.
Nothing's ever deleted.
Nope.
Oh, that pipe bomb video. That, it's
I
also
know.
blatant.
Yeah. Well, it's like that. Where was that? You know, I don't want to get too much into like conspiracy theories and stuff, but I am
That's
a
for your
tinfoil
show.
hater. Yeah.
Tinfoil haters.
Oh, I can't believe I did not mention that. Yes, with my good buddy Leon, every Tuesday, 8 p.m. EST.
You know what?
But
I need to
but
step
you know,
away for just a moment. You guys talk a little bit about that. Talk about this for a second. I will return. I need to expel the mucus out of my nose.
yes,
Graphic, I know. Everyone's sick right now. Don't be scared.
it is the season, my dear. I don't give a damn about my reputation. Oh, that's not haterade. Come on now. All right. Well, I'm going to scroll through the chat and see how everybody's doing. Yes, men leg crossing is gay. Hey, and you know, it is true, Leon. One look at Moxie, I forget about a lot of things.
Naughty, naughty, naughty.
No. I mean, if I had to choose, I'm gonna keep that to myself. But I think we all know how which way I'm leaning. I don't know, Leona. You might want to dye your hair red. No, I love Leona. We're as soon as we go to Vegas, we're gonna hit up the nearest lesbian bar because you know, I need to get out.
You can get your wiggles out.
Exactly. You good, baby.
Okay, let's play the rest of this one.
On day, you know, one of the reforms I talk about in Government Gangsters is you need a central node to be continuously declassifying. This is another thing they do. They overclassify. And I'm telling you, as a former number 2 in the IC, they overclassify 50% of the stuff there to protect the deep state. Oh, no, you can't see that. Nothing to see here. Gina was a master at it, of doing it. And we still haven't seen half of the Russiagate report that we wrote. Still under lock and key on how the ICA was originally constructed. We put 10,000 man hours against John Brennan's team that did it. And we found out why they came up with their bogus conclusions. But we couldn't sell it to the world because we couldn't talk about it. And the government gangsters came in and buried it. All of these things, there needs to be a continuing central power, whether it's the White House or offsite, that says every request that comes in, just right out the door, as long as it's not a major threat to national security.
It does make me, because they said, Bush said they need to protect this guy. It's like, oh, it's so like worrisome because people are saying all the things that we're thinking, but it's like, no, you can't say that. Like suddenly there's going to be a rise in muggings and, you know, home invasions randomly, you know, I don't know. It's just like, I want to see all this stuff come out. I want the truth to come out, but at the same time, it's like, ooh, makes me nervous for them.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, and he's right. I mean, you can't have, with an agency like the FBI, you can't have something akin to like total transparency, but there's certain things that have been out there, and you guys, you know, everybody's so worried about disinformation now. I was like, well, you guys are the arbiters of that until you release what all these people are calling out. So we can speculate all day long on about the, you know, the Epstein logbooks and all those things. You have those things. Show us what it is. if you're not showing us, there's probably a really sinister reason that you're not showing us, because it kind of sounds like there's a bunch of people on it who don't want that to get out there. It's kind of like all those people who were partying at Diddy's house, started showing up at the end of the election, singing and dancing, doing one of these.
Right, Usher with his 180 on getting
Yeah,
involved.
yeah. Did you see that one speech he made where he's dressed like Uncle Fester? That was the funniest. Poor guy.
I don't know. Could be. Oh dear, 26 times. So, Kash Patel, before it was announced that Trump would be selecting him or nominating him for the position, he was saying that massive declassification needs to happen, release the list, Epstein and Diddy, all of it.
Yeah.
I think you've already kind of said your piece, like some things cannot be made public, but overall, do you think that they would actually do what they're saying that they want to do without being totally redacted?
It's impossible to say, because I mean, you're gonna get. I mean, Bush just said it. You got a former president going to Lolita Island 26 times. You know what I mean? You got a guy had a picture, a painting of Bill Clinton in a Sunday dress.
The red heels.
Yeah. Okay. You got some weird eyes wide shut shit going on there. I don't know how much you can release that to the American public before, you thought J6 was bad. I was like, if everything that people have speculated on this, and I do say speculate because, at the end of the day, we really don't know what was going on, but it was like, if it's anything near what we speculate, it was like, you're gonna have to put these people in protections. We're gonna string them up in town square, what I mean? It was like, I was like, I'm a big advocate of, let's bring back public shaming, man. Like, bring them down Times Square and hang them up by their thumbs, let them sit there and let people throw tomatoes at them. It was like, we need to bring that shit back. People need to start having a little bit of social accountability with this stuff. Well,
it's a little funny too that Ellen left the States and she's never coming back. Weird timing.
I know, but also and it's been shown time and time again that she's just an awful person.
Oh, she's terrible.
Yeah, regardless of she's like a sex pervert. Yeah, allegedly. No, it's on video of her being a bitch. But boy, did she look like she was having fun dancing,
bringing Diddy
Pharrell
on stage. There was
oh my god,
that
from
the Ellen show that Diddy came out and it was for the kids and he's hugging on all the kids. I'm like, oh, this is awkward. But she and he were tight. So yeah, people are jumping ship and it's suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
It's incredible how many of those people are in bed with each other, and just because they weren't, the only true relationship that I think is wholesome is the one between Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart. For some reason, I don't see anything sinister there. I just think he likes to smoke weed, she likes to bake. It works out,
It worked out. I have not shown anything funny or palate cleansing in a while, if ever, tonight. So before we get to the next thing, have you ever had close contact with a snapping turtle?
I've seen one up close. I've never got dumb enough to touch it.
Have you seen them perform magic tricks?
No.
The crab go. I've watched this so many times. Obviously, it went in its mouth, but
man,
okay, it's just impressive. LMA.
No, that's dope. That's awesome.
I was like, did it punch the thing away? Did it just knock it away? Nope. Consume that. Anyway, I thought it was interesting. But
Wow.
But I also
You
thought,
didn't even
this,
de-shell the thing.
right? Down in one. Slow it down? Oh, I should do that, huh? You know what? For science.
Oh, yes.
I need a guy, a male person to tell me what would be smart in this instance. Thank you, Tomby. Okay. Okay.
Wow, it's fast. It's fast even at that speed, it's fast.
0.25. Let's see. Pet it. That's a smart move. Yeah. I've seen videos of guys trying to, like, they're pulling them out of the water and they get their face snatched.
Yeah, yeah.
You can even see the gulp in its neck. Oh my
Oh,
God.
yeah.
That's amazing. They
I'm
should give you a fierce skinny dipping.
Yeah, no thanks.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, so Adam Carolla. Like him, love him.
Yeah,
Good
he's great.
feelings, bad feelings about him.
No,
Apparently somebody's
I
talking
grew up
outside of an
watching The
arena.
Man Show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oi, oi,
Which
oi.
is incredible because, like, one went one way and then Jimmy Kimmel became, like, one of the biggest stupid gay homo dorks, like, in the world.
And they've talked about that, or Adam has talked about that before. It's like, we still hang out, we can get together, but we just don't talk about politics. It's like, okay.
Oh, God, I
Mr.
don't
Cry,
know.
Mr. Blackface
Yeah, I was gonna say,
crying man.
Why do you think Hollywood's so silent on the Diddy scandal? And how come it's not as big in the media as I thought it was going to be? I thought it was going to be of OJ magnitude.
Yeah, well, OJ was pretty cut and dried because only one person
No pun intended.
killed Ron Goldman and Nicole. So there was only one person everyone in Hollywood knew who it was, and they knew it wasn't them. But there's a whole bunch of people in Hollywood who may be the killer. There's a lot of them who maybe or may know of or may live with or may be married to someone who took a knife to two people, and that's why they're not talking about it. The ones that are easy, like OJ, well, that's easy.
Right.
Not a human being, you know, there's not a human being watching that story that thinks, if I start running
Yeah, the other one was Dr. Drew.
my mouth, there's a 50-50 chance it could be me.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right,
But
right.
There's a lot of people, been a lot of parties. And there's a list with a lot of people's names on it, video and God knows what. So that's why I assume they're not talking about it so much.
The Me Too era, I was under the impression that we eradicated this kind of type of activity.
No way.
Or was that not the case?
That could not have possibly been a serious question.
Yeah, no. The Me Too era had, I would say, probably noble motives, but it got hijacked and weaponized. You know, then any guy who's the least bit masculine, you know, it just became a war on masculinity, really. No, it's unfortunate because I do think there are like monsters like Weinstein out there, you know what I mean? And I got no love for a guy like that. But yeah, I mean, but then you got guys like what Aziz Ansari took like a girl on a date and she didn't like it like 3 days later, and then she came out and basically ruined his career, which I don't even find Aziz Ansari that funny, but it was just like the guy doesn't deserve to lose his career. You know, it's just shit like that. They tried to cancel John Wayne. The guy was dead for 30 years, you know. I was like, what did you think he thought?
Ridiculous. Or the song Baby It's Cold Outside. They were just on a spree across the board. Everything was grape. Everything was grape.
We were joking about how creepy that song was for years. Like, you know, it was a relic from a different time. You know, where you know, and I'm sure Bing Crosby probably did. All the people like in the Rat Pack probably did some real unsavory shit. You know, they're walking around wearing like a smoking jacket. It's going like
lady killers.
Yeah, you know. But
evidently not.
Is it just Hollywood, or is it just the elite kind of people with authority? Because if you look back at like Louis B. Mayer and what he did to Judy Garland, like it seems like it's systemic in Hollywood.
Guys with power will get away with whatever guys with power can get away with, and that's a time immemorial kind of thing.
And do you think more people are going to be named? Do you think there's going to be other people exposed in this? Because we're kind of stagnant right now.
Well, I mean, look, we just got done with. I mean, you know, you had Weinstein took the fall, and no one else. There wasn't a lot of collateral damage.
Yet.
Yes.
TBD. And the kind of vibe that he puts off is like, it sounds like he kind of knows of or has heard things, but it doesn't sound like he was part of it.
No, I don't.
It's happening around him.
I also don't think like he's, you know, hanging out in the same room as like Beyonce and Jay-Z and all. Maybe he runs into him at like a Lakers game or something, but nothing. Feels like a different crowd. He also is, you know, definitely more on the conservative side. You know, who knows? Maybe he just was.
You
cool
had what's his name, Epstein, take a fall, and there wasn't a lot of collateral damage. I think there's a lot of people in positions of power who are looking to limit the damage.
The judge is actually thinking about giving him bail this week.
I said he should have gassed up that jet and loaded up the cash and taken off. But I don't think he's ever getting out.
Really?
I don't.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, Adam. You're the best.
So speaking of not getting out, he was on unaliving self-deletion list, and then he was off self-deletion list or watch. Now he's back on self-deletion watch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now, this is an older article, but I just see several people posting about today that he's back on self-deletion watch. Do you think they're gonna let him? Do you think he's going to be able to go to trial and be convicted and go to jail and prison and live out the rest of his days behind bars?
I truly don't know. But you know, the one question I've been asking myself about all this is, you think R. Kelly's like sitting in his jail cell, like stewing, knowing that he's not the most prolific essayer in in rap anymore? You know, he wasn't pulling those Hall of Fame numbers like Diddy was, apparently.
Yeah, rookie numbers.
Looking at the paper, he's like, "You motherfucker needs all that baby oil, goddamn!" Like, just crying. I'm living fighting for my fucking life. You know, like
not gay. SSA.
Thank you. So the conspiracy theory is it wasn't baby oil; it was chemical, not adrenochrome. What's the other one? Makes people very not date grape.
Oh,
hold on.
Or like GHB or something, or
yeah.
Okay, chloroform or
yeah, GHB. There was a theory going around that it was all of that, and then there were these leaked jail calls, but it's like you don't know anymore. There's so many deep faked like audio things and pictures and stuff that it's like, how do you really tell all the time? But in this leaked jail call, he was talking to one of his security guards, telling him to like shut up, don't say anything, but we need to get rid of those boxes, those pizza boxes, and we need to get rid of like some other thing. It's very suspicious sounding.
Yeah, I mean,
how real? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know if, you know, it's I hope he does. Like I said, I would love nothing more than for these people to face accountability. It was like you know, treat normal people like shit. You pull all this weird you know, like Illuminati-esque Eyes Wide Shut party bullshits. And then every so often you come out like, I'm just the same as you guys, and like try to tell us how to vote every 4 years. Like it's just really annoying.
Just like you. Let me get back
Yeah,
on my private jet.
yeah, I cover myself in baby oil and then go, take a shit on my golden toilet and then
Just like
go into
you.
my golden shower and then
Yikes.
it's
Okay,
it's
so
it's not.
before we get to the next thing, because it's not a pleasant thing. I think we need a palate cleanser again. And for the fathers out there, I thought this was really cute. So mothers need to leave their babies with their dads at their own risk because they do cool stuff like this.
You got one of these things? I'm home alone with Laguna, so we're bored. This is another round of fitness with fathers, is what we're calling it now. First exercise is the tricep extension. So I throw them behind the back. This one actually works really well. This isn't really a joke. All right, next exercise is the overhead press. Make sure you got a good grip. I'll be grabbing rib to rib. If you can tickle, then it works. Little sketchy. This one's a little sketchy. Depending on your baby. My baby's a little crazy. I get like 3 reps in before she wants to jump off. All right, last exercise. Call it around the world. Just gonna start on your back, and then you just gotta rotate. You know what I mean? And Laguna likes to just get a little rowdy. You just gotta keep them relatively close to the shoulders.
That tracks.
Just go straight into squats. You know what I'm saying? Straight into squats. Yes. Yep. This is probably her favorite exercise. And this is
going right for his eyes.
Her mother wonders, why she takes 2-hour naps with me, 3-hour naps with me. This is what we do all day. Thanks for coming to Fitness with Fathers.
Adorable.
Yeah,
My kid, she was like WWE child. She was like climbing on the headboard and jumping off when she was about this size. Like insane. So I thought it was relatable.
Yes.
Great job,
she's a little
Dad.
dolly too.
So cute. And then then they start getting teeth. She had the bad habit of spitting up on people. Yeah, no exercising with baby on that one. Have you seen what a baby's skull looks like in an X-ray or a toddler?
No.
I must warn you, it'll make toddlers not as cute because you think about it and it's disturbing.
Oh, it's because they have their set of teeth.
They have all the teeth in their face.
Yes.
Hold on.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, but no, that's Nightmare
Not
Fuel
cute.
though.
Like
No.
Bruh.
Yeah, no. If I saw that, just like,
back to kids being creepy.
Yes. Okay. They're creepy, and but if I was just like pillaging through like my backyard, like just trying to do like some gardening, I would assume that I had found like an alien, or like some sort of cryptid.
I don't know what I thought most of my existence, but I don't know. I didn't know if they grew or if I just never thought about it.
Yeah, I just kind of thought like, oh, then the minerals gather, and then when the time comes, but no, it makes sense that they'd be up there.
It makes sense, but yeah. So, in other kind of sad news, but I didn't really know the guy. The My Chemical Romance drummer died in his home.
Oh, no kidding.
He was found 25 days later after the last time he was seen. And so why is it you go a whole month without anybody checking up on you? That's really sad.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like how Lane Staley died. They didn't 25 days. 25 days is a mess.
And
'Cause
he
I
had 2
remember.
dogs in the house.
Oh, that's never great either. Well, you know, a lot of these guys, you know, they are drug addicts. They have money, but you know, we live in a world where you can have all your shit delivered to you.
Mhm.
You know, it's not out of the ordinary for these artist types to kind of be a little bit more on the reclusive side. Yeah, unfortunately, I think when they found Lane Staley, it took so long to find him. Like he was actually like fused to his couch. You know, that's why there's like that debate where it was like, who do you think left a messier, uh, you know, like death scene? Was it Kurt Cobain or was it Lane Staley? Because Lane Staley, it took so long to find him. You
Mhm.
know, but yeah, that's unfortunate. I don't really know if this guy does it say if he had like a dependency
It did
issue.
it didn't specify, it just said that they're not announcing the cause of death at this time, so I'm presuming, like most everybody would with a musician, an artist, and all that. Um, yeah. But I didn't know of him, I didn't know his name, but I did like the band back in, like, the
Oh
2005 to
yeah.
2006 2003 to 2006-ish era.
Uh-huh.
I was too old to be emo, but, I liked the band a lot, so
I never really fit in with the emo crowd. I yeah, I enjoyed the music, but I was never into that stuff. Yes, that's hilarious. Uh, and that's cool, Tommy. Yeah, Lane Staley. Lane Staley seemed like a really good dude. Kurt Cobain, on the other hand, was douchebag. Um,
I'm muted because I was coughing and I forgot to unmute. So speaking of douchebags, we talked briefly before the stream. Dave Jeff?
no, we agreed. It's the dumber one. It's Jaffe.
Oh, Jaffe. Okay. I thought it was Jaffe.
Uh,
I have no idea. He's a douchebag. But he's been in our sphere of the news recently. He was the creative director or designer for some major games back in the day, but since then he's kind of fallen out of relevancy, and he seems like he's a little big mad about streamers doing well.
yeah,
Claiming they're grifters for being anti-woke streamers, calling out the bullshit in, you know, that sphere of things, specifically gaming, because that's what he's affiliated with. But he made some mistakes or missteps recently.
certainly has.
And he's drawn attention. He's relevant again, but not in the way I think he wanted. Hello, my name is Jeff. So let's see. So let's just go over his gaming resume. So the biggest ones that I've heard, I never played them. But God of War was huge. I remember hearing of God of War. I never played it. And also Twisted Metal, I hear, was wildly popular.
Mickey Mania was no slouch either. I had that game on Genesis. That was all right. And then yeah, he looks like he kind of falls off.
He
here.
did not. He moved his stream chats to subscriber only mode. What a wuss.
Yeah, well, I mean, that just a lot of these guys do that though. You know, they can't have their worldview be challenged in any way.
Well, there are other components baked into the cake here, because he has a daughter who identifies as a trans man as well. So he has behind him on his streams, he has protect the trans kids. So it's all over the place with him. And so he says that these streamers, the anti-woke streamers, or no, just streamers that are calling out bullshit in the games, DEI, all of that, ESG. Sorry, my throat's bothering me. Saying
fine.
that they're disingenuous, that they're lying to, grift and make money off of it. He's trans, his own autistic child. Fuck him. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. So he's ruffled some feathers. He's picked on Farrah Dark, saying that she's a mental lightweight, and that she wouldn't be where she is if not for her hair and her face and her gender.
Okay, by the way, Vera didn't set any of her shit to private or subscribe only. So
Why would she?
that's what I'm saying. She came out and got right on top of it, addressed the things that he said, and and then he set his shit to private. So who's the mental lightweight here?
Absolutely. So back to this one. The YouTube chat summary is pretty funny sometimes in like trying to summarize what's happening in the chat. I don't see it all the time. Did he ruffle the feathers at all? No. Cinema Roberto. Viewers are debating whether he's a grifter or not, with some accusing him of being an imbecile. He's being criticized for calling out other streamers for being grifters while also being accused of grifting himself. He's a jealous hypocrite. He had taken calls. I didn't see when Hypnotic joined the chat, but I did listen in when Kata was on for a bit. And he just didn't have any intelligent argument. He just falls back to victimhood and saying that these streamers, Kata, Hypnotic, Vera, Asmongold, that they're being disingenuous just to make a profit because they know it's making them money, right? But he's obviously just jealous.
Oh, of course. And also, I read that other headline you just showed where he said he compared transgenderism to being black.
Oh, yeah.
That is some like major brain rot right there. I was like, those are entirely two different things. Like, people who are black are born black, okay? And there's now I think that all the cards are stacked against you if you're black in this country. It was like, no. Do I think that there's some problems in the African American community? Absolutely. I think there's some systematic issues that should be addressed that can't be addressed until other things happen. But also, transgenderism is I truly think that there's people who struggle, but I also think it's been infiltrated by a lot of fucking weirdos and a lot of bad actors who want to use
like
this.
him.
Yeah, who want to? Yes, exactly. Who actually want to grift on this shit and use it as a social armor. Well, I have a transgender kid, therefore you are not allowed to question me in any way, shape, or form. And if you look at my doughy body, obviously I've made like a bunch of like great life decisions, and it was like being a full-grown man, having fucking mental breakdowns over fucking video games. Dude, go screw yourself. And then to call out, and then another thing too. So you're gonna insinuate after saying all that stuff about, again, a race and then an ideology, that doesn't compute. That's apples and oranges. But I mean, that stupid shit aside, yeah, okay, yeah, I mean, yeah, you can argue. I do think there's people with gender dysmorphia, body dysmorphia. I'm not gonna.
But a disorder is not the same as being born a particular
Exactly. It's not a race of people, but in the same
you are
veil,
an anomaly. You are by definition, you are
yes,
abnormal.
an outlier does not make the norm. Absolutely. But another thing too, and you can see we were it's apparently been the theme of the night as we keep talking about these idiots and their hypocrisy. So what is the first thing that he does after hiding behind his trans kid and talking about like gender politics and everything? He shames a woman for saying her opinion isn't valid because she does her hair a certain way, or she's just a woman in commenting on video games, and how in some way he's trying to invalidate that just simply for a woman having an opinion on something. So it was like, you can't have it both ways, you doughy little shit. You need to pick a lane and you need to stick in it.
Yeah, exactly. He'll be out of the news cycle before long, but right now, this week, he's kind of everywhere. It was funny, that live stream that he was hosting on his channel the other night. Kata called in. I think Hypnotic called in. As soon as Hypnotic left, one of his subscribers in the chat said, "We lost 100 people since Hypnotic left the chat or left the screen or something." It's like, surprise, surprise, you don't have an audience.
Yeah.
For somebody
No,
who's
it's
criticizing
actually
Vera, who's
astounding.
she's successful in what she's doing. He's criticizing her talent or knowledge or brain power, and just, oh, it's just because you're pretty.
Yeah, no, that's.
But he said
I
it's
mean,
not misogyny, Sammy. It's not misogyny.
but I'm saying he's also trying to hide behind like all these other gender ideologies, and it was like, okay, but I guess it's okay just to shame a woman to Old Faithful. Old Faithful is that misogyny, and that's true misogyny right there. It was like, I disagree with a lot of women's. I don't invalidate their opinions simply because they're women. I invalidate them because they're stupid, or I invalidate them, and anybody can be stupid. And we're getting a great example of that right here, because and by the way, he's not even affiliated with this game, right? So yeah, it's a cry for attention.
He's grifting.
Yeah. That I don't like to say the G word. Oh my God, Boosh, please don't. I still have a bunch of leftovers in there.
Oh no. So to me, when I think of the word grifting, I don't think it's somebody who's being disingenuous. I think of it as somebody who's riding the wave of popularity and using it to advantage, maybe exploiting it, but not necessarily because they're not telling the truth. They could totally believe it. It's just, this is wildly popular right now, I'm going to jump on that train. To me, I think that is what grifting is to me, not, oh, grifting has this more sinister tone and it's totally disingenuous and they're liars and it's
Well,
manipulative.
no, there's aspects of it. So like Harry J. Simpson's a grifter. Okay, but but he is a paid grifter. He is out there by by like the Democrat Party to say these things. It doesn't matter what happens or whatever. He is paid to toe the party line and shield these party opinions. That I will say that's an aspect of grifting. I don't think everybody who grifts does that. I think yes, mostly it's more like what you were talking about, but there are people like that out there.
So the dictionary defines it as engaging in petty or small scale swindling.
I mean,
guess maybe that's the dictionary definition, but to me, I think in the modern usage of it, because words have lost all meaning, I just think of it somebody like taking advantage of an event or a topic or something to be upset about, which doesn't necessarily mean they have sinister motives. So I don't know. I'm probably wrong.
I mean, if by that, if you're going by your definition, it was like every late night talk show host is a grifter,
Yeah.
And I'm not even talking about like the bad ones. I'm talking about Johnny Carson was a grifter, apparently. You know what I mean? It was like if you're going to be talking about like these hot button topics, yeah, anybody who discusses anything,
right, in an effort to make money off of it.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah. So not Dragon. Let's see. Did YouTube grifters kill Dragon Age? It's just a clip from Asmongold.
Why does he use that word so much? It's Twitter brain rot. It's
Twitter
the
brain
new
rot.
word that people use because like racist doesn't work anymore. And so the idea of grifting, so like you have to understand like grifting means that you're effectively like lying to people for money. So the implication is it's basically like a form of character assassination where they imply that you only have viewpoints because they're financially beneficial. And so that implicitly devalues your opinions. That's what he's trying to do, right? That's why people use the word. It's like shill. Yeah, it's basically shill. Yeah, lack of integrity and validation. Exactly.
Yeah, but
Asmongold always looks like he's like in one of those like biblical Renaissance paintings, like he's just standing over like the dead body of Christ, just like like even there, like
he's touching the shroud of Turin off screen.
No, you could easily just put him like next to Jesus, like in the Last Supper or something. Like he just has the right amount of like misery on his face.
He's sallow and yeah,
Yeah,
he's been suffering.
he doesn't look
Oh
healthy.
gosh.
But he's not wrong here.
You know what time it is? It is time for the unhinged, unwell, and unbalanced. We're gonna roll the bumper and we're going to get into some crazies. Like, okay, this qualifies, but still, I'm gonna roll it. Eventually.
Actually,
Almost. I'm doing it without hands. I'm gonna manifest it. It's the second one from the top.
Grab the popcorn and get ready, folks. It's time for the unhinged, the unwell, and the unbalanced.
wow.
Welcome to the next segment of the show. Professionals. Never claimed to be one. Not a day in my life. So, oh my goodness. I had a clip for something like that, but I figured it wasn't tasteful enough for the show. So, this particular Karen got herself added to the no-fly list for her behavior on the shuttle at the airport.
Oh, God.
Have you seen this?
I have not. Looking forward to it.
We're going to watch it. We're going to watch the whole thing, and then you tell me justified or not.
I'm a prick.
Your family.
Oh, apparently she was talking smack to the kids. It's Erwin Erwin would be yelling at me for having the 16 to 9 for the intro. Yeah, well, when I made it, I messed up, and I haven't bothered to fix it. So I've been a team of one for a long time, so things are going to get better. All right. She was drinking, no doubt. Who doesn't drink it on the way to, a flight?
Yeah.
I always do. I get headaches. Pressure.
Yeah, the pressure
Okay,
changes.
room is slow.
You got to mellow
Yeah,
yourself
thank
out a
you.
little.
Tequila sunrise at 5 a.m. It helps.
If I'm flying, I don't care.
You have no respect. You have no rules. You think you can push everyone. Push. That's what you think you are. You guys are crazy.
Indian people are crazy. You told me to have some more curry, right?
Yeah, here.
Have some more curry?
To record your tandoori.
Please do. My tandoori.
Yeah, your tandoori.
Wow.
Yeah. Want some more?
Please, by all means.
Some more?
Sweetheart, no, you can remove her, though, for being rude and racist right now. Can you do that or no?
It doesn't care about racist. You're racist towards me.
Oh.
I'm American.
So are we.
You're not American.
No? Not American?
Great
Not
answer.
originally, no. You're from.
I was born in America.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
Passport?
Yeah, you want to see my passport? Is that okay? I gotta make you happy.
Shut up! Sure, let's go like this.
Amazing.
I think the kid just told her to shut up.
There's stuff on the internet, but no. Karen's right here.
Thank you.
This is toxic, massive toxic. Tell my kids.
Your tandoori ass. Bruh.
Wow. Yeah, you can tell she's had some work done. She's starting to slowly turn into a cat. She's got the.
Oh, have you seen that woman? That she's like 80
Oh, yeah.
some years old and her face has just gotten bigger and she's known as the cat woman.
Mm-hmm.
Not the good kind. Not the good kind of cat woman.
Or those
Not like your face cat woman.
Those two twins, those two twin males who look.
Oh. Are they still alive?
I don't know. I mean, if they died, I'm pretty sure you didn't have to embalm them.
We don't need to make a wax figurine. Just throw them in there and Madame Tussauds.
Yeah, it was like he's fine.
Just prop them up if they're fine.
People are just like poking at him.
Shut up. You got a mouth on you, sweetheart. Drink some more. Drink some more, sweetheart.
Wow.
Please take
You got to be such a heinous bitch. Ta-da.
She's still going.
Yeah, get off the bus, racist.
Keebler, yes, the good kind of Catwoman. The 1980s Batman movie, Catwoman.
She's out of line.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
We need her off the bus. We need her off the bus. You need to get off the bus. And thankfully, the right people are here, standing like up for us. Thank God for that. Here we go. Here we go.
That's too big, definitely. So she's showing her evidence as to what they were doing to her.
Listen, she's been on the bus, cussing and screaming. She started calling racist slurs to this nice family. Didn't do anything. She doesn't need to be on this bus. She needs to go on the other bus. She's making me uncomfortable. It's really uncomfortable for my family. And if there's small children here, she's cussing and swearing at small children. I would love her blood alcohol level taken. She's out of
I would love her blood alcohol level taken. Bruh. I mean, it's a private business. They have the right to have dress codes. They have the right to how people behave on their. It's fine.
And don't get me wrong, I'm all for it. So like when big fat people say like, "Hey, I shouldn't have to pay for an extra seat," these are the same people who are like, "Oh, we changed the size of your carry-on bag. You know, we're gonna have to charge you an extra $70, like for whatever reasons." I was like, I got no sympathy for these airline companies, but I was like, there's, you know, we live in a post 9/11 society. There's a certain amount of etiquette that you're supposed to have when you're traveling. Most of these Karens have the audacity or have enough self-control to at least make it on the plane or get to the terminal before they start being insufferable. Yeah, I was like, this bitch couldn't even get that far. Holy shit. You know, I don't, and I think he was harassing, or she was harassing this guy like in front of his kids and stuff. I mean, you know,
Everyone on the bus looked uncomfortable.
yeah. Oh, that poor guy next to him who was just like dying inside. He was, you know, I probably would have been telling her to shut up as well.
So he gives an update at the end here.
I don't want her.
So quick update. The police are looking to arrest her. She was incredibly abusive. Her husband got in my face and all this nonsense. But United handled this like a champ, and basically is going to put her on a no-fly list. So, yep, crazy people.
Crazy people.
Oh, yeah, man.
Speaking of,
once you're on that no-fly list.
I watched a body cam video that made me so happy. So I found the news story. You get to see some of the body cam footage in it. But before I show it to you, let me just prepare you. Oh, and we're not doing Florida man today. We're doing Ohio man and Ohio woman.
Okay.
Because reasons.
Different kind of breed.
The first one, I'm gonna give you the headline before I show it to you. Man who allegedly broke into Columbus pet store held on $10,000 bond. Matthew Pancake was found sleeping near the Big Lots on Roberts Road. Officers found 4 hamsters in his pants.
Oh, Mr. Pancake. I love Mr. Pancake.
Matthew Pancake. Is that even a real name, or is that like a Taylor Swift business? Change my name. I thought they were.
Yeah, I feel like he changed his name, but you know there are those guys, or you know who's that one crazy libertarian with the boot on his head? He changed his name to like Vermin Supreme. Yeah, that's kind of what that feels like. But I don't know of the Ohio Pancakes, very illustrious family.
A pet store and several other businesses on Hilliard Rome Road is now being held on a $10,000 bond. Our 10 TV cameras were in court as Matthew Pancake faced a judge just hours ago. Meantime, when police arrested Pancake yesterday, he was wearing a leopard print onesie and had hamsters in his pants. All of it captured on police body camera video.
Get on your belly, Mr. Pancake! Get on your belly!
It's made all the better by the officers saying Mr. Pancake with such force.
The full body cam footage, they are laughing their asses off.
Oh yeah.
He's in a onesie, a leopard print onesie. Mr. Pancake.
Yeah.
Gerbils and or hamsters in his pants. Let's go.
Pancake, get on your belly.
Get on your belly.
Meantime, police video also shows police officers trying to wrangle several loose animals during that wild morning. 10 TV News reporter Carly Dion is walking us through this new video and has more on this bizarre story.
You cannot make this up. No.
It's a chase to track down a suspect that starts at Roosters, where officers received a report of a burglary alarm going off just after 3 a.m. The restaurant had been broken into, and surveillance video showed a man.
Would have never happened to Mr. French Toast.
No.
The gerbils, hamsters, they were recovered. They just suffered some emotional damage, per the officers on the cam.
Man with long hair wearing a leopard print onesie inside the restaurant.
Looks like they threw a rock through both entryway doors.
About 100 yards away, officers found the Petland store was also broken into. Several animals were spotted running loose in the parking lot. Here, an officer can be seen capturing the first puppy. About a minute later, another officer grabs a second.
Come here. You're okay.
Aw, my puppers.
Come on.
The officer
looks like
then
a
reunites
Australian
the puppy
Shepherd.
with the other one in the back of a cruiser.
Here's your brother, sister, whatever it is.
Officers then tried to catch the birds.
I'm not a bird guy. I have no idea what to do.
A bird can then be heard biting an officer.
Go in there. Fly away.
Officers then discovered the nearby famous footwear had also been broken into, all while trying to locate a suspect until dispatchers received this 911 call.
So, have you heard about the guy who broke into Petland? Yes. I'm looking right at him. He's asleep on a bench.
Christian Thompson says she was hanging out with several of her friends when they were approached by officers asking if they'd seen the suspect.
He said leopard print, covered in blood, and a pocket full of gerbils.
As they drove through the parking lot,
And a pocket full of gerbils.
2024.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't know if they show it.
If there was a personification of 2024, it's Mr. fucking Pancake.
Pancake.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they show it in the rest of this video, but if you go to the channel Explore with Us, it's one of the more recent uploads. And the officer's like, okay, I have to ask you this. Do you have any gerbils inside of you? And like the other officers are cracking up, but they're trying to handle the business. But it's so freaking stupid funny. But yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Pancake takes it away from Florida Man this week.
Absolutely.
Pocket full of gerbils.
As a matter of fact, they need to send him to Florida.
Oh yeah,
Like,
deport
like
his ass
honorary.
back home.
Yep.
Back home where he belongs.
they spotted the suspect and called 911.
So we knew he was nearby, but we didn't expect him to be like less than 30 feet away.
Thompson and her friends kept a safe distance until police showed up.
No one ever expects
Once
Mr.
the
Pancake.
suspect, identified as Matthew Pancake, was secured, the officers remembered something was missing.
Where are the gerbils? Where are the gerbils?
Where are the
Began
gerbils?
searching his clothes, only to find exactly what they were looking for.
Oh, God, there is a gerbil.
And not just one.
There's multiple gerbils in his
He's got some
pants.
Ugg boots
They were
on.
put in a bag and then returned to Petland.
Yeah, we got the gerbil bandit. he literally had the gerbils in his pants.
And again, that's 10 TV News reporter Carly Dion with that story. Meantime, the Petland manager tells us the animals police believe to be gerbils are actually hamsters. Police say they also recovered 2 dogs, multiple birds, and bunnies during that search for Pancake.
Comments, thoughts, opinions, jokes.
How do you joke about that? The jokes write themselves. That's it. That is. But like I said, get on the ground, Mr. Pig.
Pictured Batman, the Christian Bale one. Where's Rachel?
Where are the gerbils?
Oh gosh. And the other
What are you talking
Ohio
fluid?
woman, she was part of the eating the dogs, eating the cats thing. She was just in court. The judge was disgusted, put her away for how long? Let's see. So most people have seen the video of this lady eating a cat in public, right?
Yes.
No? Okay, we don't need to see it. If you're interested, go look for it. A sick Ohio woman who killed and ate a cat was hit with a 1-year jail sentence on Monday as a furious judge slammed her for the repulsive stomach-turning act. To me, you present quite a danger to our community. This is repulsive. I mean that anyone would do this to an animal. And an animal is like a child. I understand caring for pets, but there is a difference when you have a human child.
Yeah, I mean,
The media said this wasn't real.
oh no, of course, but wouldn't you know it? It's after the election cycle, so we can talk about it now.
Right? Ding ding. Bell is wrong. Fight. So she pleaded guilty to a felony charge of animal cruelty for it. That's just an update on Ohio woman who ate a cat.
That's a there's
There's a mental health crisis in this country, Sammy.
Oh,
Naughty, naughty, naughty.
I was just gonna say there's an off-color joke about eating a cat.
I didn't see it till the naughty was just starting. So okay, we are zooming. We're gonna hit our
Find
2
herself
hours.
in a Orange is the New Black
Great.
episode, and she's gonna be eating an entirely different type of cat. So
Ooh, no, thank you. All right, we're gonna revisit that dark corner of the internet, and this time we're gonna be visiting Florida misconnections on Craigslist. So we're gonna need to run that data max bumper before we bring up the love, all the love.
Hello, 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 hello.
Thought I told you never to call me here.
You know, I'm sick of playing the field. I like to dance, disco.
I go to clubs, let the groove on.
Good sized woman, but not that way good, this way good.
Might not appear it, but semi-crazy.
A lot of times I'll just stay up, late at night and watch you sleep.
I seek a person who is childlike.
I'm Chris Hansen, and I want to ask you some questions. Please have a seat.
Looks aren't that important anymore.
I decided that I'm lonely.
oh, that's the one? I'm looking for the goddess. Are you the goddess?
The new one. I took off the faces, but Leon was always looking for the goddess.
There's a lot of mole work in but that the one the bigger dude, I feel like that's who the Rizzler is gonna like grow up to look like.
So let's see. This is Cocoa Beach. I'm not familiar with. I'm still looking to this day. Okay, so Cocoa Beach. This is one of the more classic ones. Would you mind reading for me? For us.
Oh yes. Beach Stack Friday night. You were a beautiful curly blonde sitting around the table as you walked in the door. You were with another lady, dark hair, and a guy that you were talking to. Didn't come over to talk to you. Wasn't sure if you were with the guy. Our eyes met a few times, but I didn't want to interrupt. You were absolutely stunning. Would love to talk to you.
Very wholesome. Surprising for Florida. We're gonna do something a little different. I have a couple brief ones, and then you're gonna pick one. It's gonna be a little bit of a roulette situation because
all right,
you never know what you're gonna get.
Very cryptic and vague on this one. So,
well, this
but
one
I don't know.
I don't think this one's as cryptic or vague. Looking for other wood hobbyists. Interested in working with wood and would like some tips on improving my skills.
Oh no.
I should have talked to her. Assert dominance. Steal her man.
Oof. Yeah. Well, no. Is this a guy or
You
a
got me on the
girl?
last part. 9 out of 10, these are dudes.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think a lot of women are making Craigslist
No.
connection.
No, not so much. But I think I found Leon. Has he been in Florida lately? Recently? Goddess worship. Fort Myers. Any
Wow.
female goddesses out there? Your loyal male servant would love to please you.
Oh my god. That's so pathetic.
We've doxed Leon's location. Oh no.
Yeah,
Busted.
ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
We got him. Then again, I think I also found him south of Port Lucie in this one because stuffed turkey. Looking for a female to help stuff turkey. I'm not judging.
Hey,
Boxing.
you know what? I don't know how to cook.
Too many single women in their 40s. Okay, Port Lucie. Oh my. Okay.
Yeah,
So
I wonder how many of these are like valid because like there's certain like people who like to troll on these things. Like, have you ever just been reading like reviews on Amazon, just come across like in complete, I was like, I have to imagine a lot of these are like this.
there's a troll in the dungeon.
Oh yeah, this one. 28 years old, chubby, and let's play.
Bet you it's an ad. Aw, flag for removal.
Missing my friend Steve.
I would like to meet again with my good friends to hang out. This is Tony. You can tell like so many of these are boomers because first of all, it's Craigslist. Secondly,
yeah.
Craigslist does not have permission to steal my information. Looking for a woman to get in the kitchen and make some pie and a sandwich. Lack of shoes and pregnancy a plus. One of my first videos that I had put out, some guy, I think he was in the name, I think it was Mexican something or other, and he said, asked what I was doing, and I should be in the kitchen making babies or something. Like who are you? Look near the Villages, Florida. I don't know.
In the kitchen making
searching all of Florida.
Oh, you should be in the kitchen making sandwiches. You should be in the bedroom making babies. Well, I guess, you might get some crossover every now and then,
Anyway.
Personally, I just don't find that to be hygienic. But then we got guys who just want to pee in my fridge. So
I'll keep an eye out on Craigslist for you. See if something pops up in your area.
no, thanks. No, I don't want to check Detroit Craigslist. Everybody's getting murdered.
Gosh, I love the ones too that are like, I miss my friend Tom. Tom was this and I was that to Tom, and we were this to each other. He was this tall, this hair color, this eyes, or anyone who looks like Tom. Okay, are you looking for Tom?
And also, you obviously weren't very good friends with Tom if you don't have his fucking number, right?
Tom doesn't want to keep in touch with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Driveway babies.
Oh no. Oh no, do I dare?
Oh, yes.
One or the other or both. What can I say? Male for woman. For those who couldn't read it. Guilford Bush, maybe both.
Oof.
This is Okay, am I imagining it, or did I hear something about some conspiracy theory or some kind of, maybe it was traffickers or whatever using sites like this to send codes?
Oh, I don't doubt that at all. I mean, people
not
used
that
to do that.
much of a stretch.
Yeah, people used to do that with the I don't even know what they're called because I was born in the 80s. Tabloids. Or is that the like wanted
We covered that on Tinfoil Haters. You were on Moxie. That's why it's so fresh and familiar, you know? Back in MySpace days, we were all friends with Tom, and then he abandoned us for money.
I actually have a
Lots of
hilarious
money.
story about that. So when I
Ooh.
was in high school, MySpace dropped, you know, and we thought it was funny to make fake MySpace pages for like all the faculty, and you know, it was just like anything. You know, there was this dude. I'm not going to say his name, but we used to joke that he, when he said he had better things to do, because he'd always be like, if if class was getting rowdy or anything, he's like, I don't have time for this shit. I got better things to do. And someone like drew a picture of him on the toilet and wrote better things to do under it. So obviously that was like his profile picture. So we did that with the like entire faculty. And I remember just getting brought into the principal's office, and he's like, well, this seems like this is something you would do, but we do have a culprit. And he's like, who is this Tom character? He seems to be not only on all the faculty ones, but on every student's side as well. And I was like, oh, you don't know Tom? You gotta look into that. So yeah, Tom got the blame.
Good old Tom. Oh man. Oh my dear. We've come to the lightning round of random questions for you before we wind it down, plug your stuff, and get on out of here. So if you could hang out with any cartoon character, who would you choose and why?
Ooh. I don't know. Probably I'm overthinking.
You don't have to live with them, but just like hang out with them. Who would be cool to hang out with? Would it be Launchpad?
Yeah,
Batman.
like Daffy Duck. Well, I mean Batman. No, Batman wouldn't be great. Batman would be a fucking bummer.
Yeah, he's kind of a downer.
Yeah, he'd be kind of a negative Nancy, kind of a know-it-all. Maybe Party Time Bruce, but he's faking. Yeah, no, I'm gonna go with Daffy Duck. Just feel like shenanigans would ensue. But yeah, Launchpad McQuack, awesome.
Launchpad's pretty awesome. Did you like Tailspin?
I loved Tailspin. I loved all those cartoons.
Same.
Yep, I
Did you
like
see
Duck
somebody
too.
was recommending or suggesting some Darkwing Duck and I want to say it's Ninja Turtles crossover or something. I need to check my sources, but I saw something akin to that.
No, Darkwing Duck had a resurgence in the comics. He had a pretty decent boom run, and I was actually when I was still doing long form, I was going to do a video on it, and because there a lot of things people don't understand about Darkwing Duck is like a lot of references and stuff is like rooted in a lot of pulp fiction. So I was gonna make a video that kind of drew upon those parallels.
I'm always excited to share that I still have
my God. I think I still have those. I know I definitely have one for Batman Forever.
Pocahontas?
Oh my
OG Lion King? Or Pocahontas. I like Pocahontas.
Oh my God. I had that one. I have the Pocahontas one. I'm sure it's in a box with like some old comics and magazines, but yeah, I used to love that magazine.
Yay. Okay. Oh, one last question for you, and then plug all your things. I have a couple of your links down in the description, but if there's more you'd like me to add, just shoot them on over. Because you do music as well. Do you have a music channel, or are you focusing on this stuff right now for as far as promoting?
I like to keep those things separate. I have no every now and then I'll upload a live performance. I have a live performance on my channel. You can listen to that. Mostly I just like to give it out for free. I'm not, more for the love of the craft type of thing. And I make money playing locally. If we ever get our shit together enough to get into a studio to put things out, maybe I'll put it on Spotify or iTunes, but I'm not going to charge anybody for like a live gig. But also there's certain people in the Detroit music scene who have certain politics that don't necessarily agree with my own. So I know if they go on here and see me running my mouth about certain individuals, I'm never going to get a fucking show in Detroit again. So I kind of don't have those haves touch, but I got no problem
Okay.
saying it on here because
That side won't ever see it.
I'd be impressed if they found it. So
Ooh, challenge accepted. Okay, last question. Last one. If you could be an animal, what animal would you be? Not furry, just like full-blown animal.
I would be a whale.
Talk about this. A whale? What kind of whale?
I don't know, just like a humpback or whatever. They have no natural predators and they still enjoy music.
So not
They
a
sing.
beluga. More of the
No.
giant
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah, one of the big boys.
Do you know that blue whales, their heart is the size of a Volkswagen Beetle from back in the day?
Yeah, they're enormous.
You can have a child crawl through their arteries.
That's insane.
Nuts.
But yeah, no, they are. They sing to each other. They still have like a family unit, and nobody's besides like evil people who want to like hunt whales and shit. Like they have no natural predators. Seems like it's a good time. And maybe a dolphin, but dolphins, they live in debauchery. And
Ooh, they are naughty
they
animals.
are. Dolphins commit like every crime under the sun.
All the essays.
Yeah. It was like I just saw a video the other day. Like they bully pufferfish to get high. So I mean, so they got that party mentality.
Wild under the sea. Thank
Good
you,
advice,
Sammy.
Dax.
Thanks for hanging out with me.
I had a blast. Thank you very much.
I had a great time. And thanks to everybody who super chatted, who chatted. You guys keep it spicy, and all the mods doing the mighty things, and my producer backstage is killing it. Thank you so much. And I love you guys. And I'm gonna say good night. So good night, smile and wave. Follow Sammy, do all the things. Love him, like him,